Hot flashes is one of those most common perimenopause or menopausal symptoms. A lot of women across the world experience hot flashes. When you speak to other women going through menopause, the first symptom they talk about is hot flashes. And these hot flashes are not comfortable at all. They take over your life. You're basically feeling steamed up, especially in the head or in your face. It's very intense. It's an intense heat that all women always say that they cannot describe it properly because the intense heat is hormonal. Your estrogen has dropped and your body is trying to balance between cold and hot, and you end up feeling so hot that you can't do anything. Some women actually meet up and have parties, hot flashes parties, like fanning each other to cool down. It's funny, but it's reality. I've seen it happen. So hot flashes are very common. I believe it's 70 to 80% of women going through perimenopause or menopause experience hot flashes. It affects your sleep. Everybody wants to sleep well throughout the night, especially if you're going to wake up and go to work the next day. However, when you're experiencing hot flashes, this is impossible. You cannot sleep. It affects you to the level whereby you are tossing and turning the whole night. You are steaming up, and sometimes you feel hot and cold and hot and cold. And when it's hot, it's extreme heat. You sweat. You can try and do anything to try and calm yourself or to try and cool down. You can even get an ice pack, put it in a towel, try and cool down, but immediately you remove it from your face or whatever part of the body is steaming up, it starts again. It starts again. It's uncontrollable. Some women report that when they're sleeping, they sweat so much such that the bed and the sheets get wet. This is reality, ladies. Can you imagine? It's reality. This is what women are going through with perimenopause and menopause. There is this experience of hot flashes that nobody can describe the intensity. That's how bad it is. However, there are ways to manage these symptoms of hot flashes, especially by taking natural remedies or other supplements that are available for people to take so it can calm the hormonal fluctuating all the time can be calmed down. You can manage it by balancing the hormones. It could be embarrassing. There are people I've spoken to, there are ladies I've spoken to, whereby they are in the middle of a meeting at work, doing a presentation, and hot flashes kick in. Most women call hot flashes, they say that it's no respecter of person. It doesn't care where you are. Whether you're doing a presentation at work, whether you're speaking to a loved one, whether you are doing shopping or whatever you're doing, it does not, hot flashes are not timed. You can't time hot flashes like, oh yeah, this time is going to happen, that time is going to happen. You cannot even monitor it because it just kicks in when the body decides to lash it out. Yeah, this is what happens. Hot flashes are intense. They are very common because of their intensity. And it's one of those menopausal symptoms that when it starts happening, it affects you. It affects your mental health. It affects your sleep. It affects how you feel. It affects your confidence. Some people, some women have mentioned that when the hot flashes kick in and they're in a public place or they're doing a presentation like I mentioned before for work, it's so bad that they feel so down about it. They feel embarrassed. They don't feel themselves because something strange is happening in your body. Something very unusual is taking place in your body. Hormonal imbalance, up and down, and you can't control it. Hence, anything out of your control causes a lot of anxiety to women, and it causes embarrassment because you don't know what to do. However, sometimes I think it's best to let people know. You know, I was in a meeting recently and one lady, she was doing a presentation on Zoom and she just started fanning herself and she was like, oh, it's that time again, the hot flashes. And everyone on the call started laughing like, oh, poor thing. However, so women who've gone through the same experience started typing in the chats. It was a Zoom meeting. They started typing to say, you are not alone. You are not alone. We know it. We got you. We understand you. So don't feel bad. And she was so happy because people understood what she was experiencing. However, it's not everybody that understands what you're going through when hot flashes catches you. When you have the experience of hot flashes, not many people know or accept what's going on. Even some women will not believe it. They'll actually think, wow, you know, she's seeking attention, or, you know, is she okay upstairs? You know, but it's real, ladies. This is real. This is real experience that women are going through. Millions of women, thousands of women are experiencing hot flashes, and it's affecting their lives. It's affecting their lives. It's affecting their family life. It's affecting their work life. It's affecting their personal life, especially because as women, you pride in yourself of being a woman, of being organized. But during perimenopause and menopause, those things go out of the window because the symptoms, when the symptoms hit you, you don't know what to do. You cannot control it. Hence, the experience of midlife is only known by those that are going through it, because the symptoms can be very severe and affect people's lives. It's not easy to have hot flashes when you're trying to do other things, going through your day-to-day, or you're on a train and it's packed up with people and you steam up and steam up and steam up. It's not easy to cope with that. It's not easy at all. However, there is help. There is support to manage these symptoms. And with hot flashes, you can't really apply the mindset strategy of saying, yeah, you need to shift your mindset and start thinking positively. Yes, it works in a way whereby you can say, okay, when you get hot flashes, don't start, screaming or looking very sad or anything like that. However, it's uncontrollable. You still go through the experience, but the mindset will not actually physically stop what's going on in your body, because it's hormonal. It's hormonal balance. It's hormonal fluctuations that have kicked in at whatever time of the day, and you're going through this experience. Some people try and look at the experience as midlife crisis. I've heard a lot of people or some women saying, oh, I'm going through a midlife crisis. I'm going through a midlife crisis. Wow, you can label it as that. But the fact that it happens to every woman, I don't think it's a crisis. We need to now start thinking positively that it's not a crisis. It's just another chapter of your book. However, you're going to manage this. You're going to go through this. You're going to make sure that you are not defined by your symptoms, because you are amazing. You are an amazing woman, and symptoms of menopause and perimenopause, especially hot flashes, should not define you, because you can thrive through this journey. You can thrive and live a normal life. This is incredible. When you think like that, then things start changing. You will start managing your hot flashes using natural remedies, as they don't have, you don't have, they don't create other symptoms. If you manage your hot flashes naturally, it means you are avoiding side effects. You won't have side effects compared to using conventional medication. It's great. It's fantastic to know that you can manage your hot flashes. You can have a good night's sleep. You can do your presentations at work or work with your colleagues without worrying about the hot flashes affecting your performance. You can live a normal life with your family, because your hormones will be naturally balanced, so that you can live a life that is thriving, as a menopausal woman and perimenopause woman. Remember, hot flashes are the most common menopausal symptoms, and you can manage them to have a normal life and thrive.